Listen carefully. The simple plate sitting on your table right now can be the key to completely transforming your financial situation. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that everything around us carries energy. And today, you will learn exactly how to use this to your advantage. That ordinary plate, which you use every day without thinking, holds within it the power to become a prosperity magnet that draws abundance directly into your home and your life. The plate on your table is not just a piece of dinnerware. It is a sacred vessel, a symbol of nourishment, abundance, and the infinite supply of the universe. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that our subconscious mind responds to symbols, and when we consciously work with everyday objects, we activate powerful forces of manifestation that have been dormant in our lives. If you are ready to transform your relationship with money using tools that are already in your home, leave a yes in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss any prosperity techniques, because what I'm about to share with you today will change how you see every object in your home forever. Right now, as you listen to this, you might be struggling with financial blocks that seem impossible to break through. You work hard, you try to save, you make plans, but somehow money seems to slip through your fingers like sand. You look at your bills and feel that familiar tightness in your chest. You dream of abundance, but feel trapped in cycles of scarcity that repeat month after month, year after year. That is not your fault. You have been conditioned by a society that teaches separation from abundance, that makes you believe money is scarce, that prosperity is only for others. Your subconscious mind has absorbed limiting beliefs about money from childhood, from your family, from society. These beliefs have created energetic blocks that repel the very prosperity you desire. But here is what Florence Scovel Shinn knew that most people don't. Your environment is constantly speaking to your subconscious mind. Every object in your home carries energy, and that energy is either supporting your prosperity or sabotaging it. The plate on your table, the way you use it, the thoughts you think when you see it, all of this is programming your mind for either abundance or scarcity. When you eat from a chipped plate, your subconscious receives the message of lack and imperfection. When you use plates carelessly, without gratitude, your mind registers scarcity consciousness. When you see empty plates and think there's never enough, you are literally programming poverty into your energy field. This is why your financial situation hasn't changed, because every day, multiple times a day, you are unconsciously reinforcing limitation through your interaction with objects that should be symbols of abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that the subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It accepts whatever seeds we plant, whether they are thoughts of prosperity or thoughts of lack. The metaphysical truth is that consciousness creates reality. Your thoughts, especially your repeated thoughts, your habitual mental patterns, are constantly shaping your external circumstances. When you understand this principle and begin to work consciously with the objects around you, you activate the law of attraction in the most powerful way possible. The plate is a perfect prosperity tool because it represents nourishment, abundance, and the circular flow of giving and receiving. In ancient traditions, the circle has always been a symbol of wholeness, completion, and infinite supply. When you work with a plate as a manifestation tool, you are aligning yourself with these ancient symbols of prosperity that speak directly to your subconscious mind. The universe operates on vibration and energy. Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Money is energy. Prosperity is energy. Your plate is energy. When you raise the vibration of your plate through conscious intention and spiritual practice, you raise the vibration of your entire home, and like attracts like, prosperity will be drawn to you naturally and effortlessly. Now let me teach you the exact method to transform your ordinary plate into a powerful prosperity magnet. This technique combines Florence Scovel Shinn's principles of spoken word, visualization, and subconscious programming with ancient wisdom about sacred objects and energy work. First, choose one special plate that will become your prosperity plate. This should be your most beautiful plate, or if you don't have one you consider beautiful. Choose the cleanest, most intact plate you own. If all your plates are chipped or damaged, this is your first assignment. Go out and purchase one beautiful plate specifically for this purpose. This is an investment in your prosperity consciousness, and the act of buying it is already a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive abundance. Hold this plate in your hands and feel its weight, its texture, its substance. Look at it carefully and appreciate its form. Even if it's simple, find something beautiful about it. Beauty is a prosperity vibration, and when you train yourself to see beauty in simple things, you raise your frequency to match the vibration of abundance. Now, cleanse this plate energetically. You can do this by washing it mindfully with warm water, imagining that you are washing away all old energy, all previous programming, all limitations. As you dry it, say these words: I cleanse this plate of all limiting energy. I consecrate this plate as a sacred tool for prosperity and abundance. This plate now carries the vibration of infinite supply. Place your prosperity plate in the center of your dining table or kitchen table. If you don't have a table, create a special place for it where you can see it daily. The placement is important because it makes this plate a focal point, a visual reminder of your prosperity practice. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, before you do anything else, go to your prosperity plate, hold it in both hands and speak these exact words with conviction and faith. I am grateful for the infinite abundance that flows into my life through this sacred vessel. This plate represents the never-ending supply of the universe. As the first use this plate, I affirm that I am worthy of prosperity. I am open to receive abundance, and money flows to me easily and joyfully from expected and unexpected sources. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that the spoken word is the most powerful force in the universe. When you speak with faith and conviction, you are literally creating your reality through sound and vibration. Your words are not just sounds, they are creative forces that reshape your energy field and send clear signals to the universe about what you are ready to receive. Place your hands on the plate and visualize it filling with golden light. See this light expanding beyond the plate, filling your entire table, your entire kitchen, your entire home. This golden light represents prosperity, consciousness, abundance, energy, and the infinite supply of the universe. As you do this visualization, feel deep gratitude in your heart. Gratitude is the magnet that draws all good things to you. Now comes the most important part of this practice. Every time you eat, use only this prosperity plate. Before you put food on the plate, hold it for a moment and say, I bless this plate and the nourishment it will hold. I am grateful for this abundance. I eat with consciousness of prosperity, and every bite I take affirms my worthiness to receive all good things. As you place food on the plate, see it as abundance manifesting in physical form. Whether it's a simple meal or a feast, treat every meal as a symbol of the prosperity that is flowing into your life. Eat slowly, mindfully, with gratitude. Taste each bite as if you are tasting abundance itself. Florence Scovel Shinn often said, the universe does not know large from small. When you treat a simple meal as abundant, you are training your consciousness for abundance. When you eat with gratitude and prosperity consciousness, you are programming your subconscious mind to expect abundance in all areas of your life. After you finish eating, before washing the plate, hold it again and say, thank you for this nourishment. Thank you for this abundance. I am open to receiving even greater prosperity. My cup runneth over, and there is always more than enough. When you wash your prosperity plate, do it with the same consciousness. As you clean it, imagine you are preparing it to receive even greater abundance. Say, I prepare this sacred vessel to receive the next wave of prosperity flowing into my life. I am ready. I am worthy. I am open to receive. The frequency of this practice is crucial. You must use your prosperity plate every day, multiple times a day. If you eat multiple meals, consistency is what programs the subconscious mind. Every interaction with this plate is an opportunity to reinforce prosperity consciousness and dissolve limiting beliefs about money and abundance. Within the first week of this practice, you will begin to notice subtle changes. You might find unexpected money, receive a check you forgot about, or discover opportunities for additional income. These are signs that your prosperity consciousness is shifting and the universe is responding to your new vibration. Let me share with you some examples of how this simple technique has transformed lives. I know a woman who was struggling with overwhelming debt and feeling hopeless about her financial future. She began using this prosperity plate technique with complete faith and dedication. Within the first month, she received an unexpected tax refund she didn't know was coming, found a part-time job that perfectly fit her schedule, and began attracting clients for a small business she had been trying to launch for years. She told me that the simple act of blessing her plate every day completely changed her relationship with money and abundance. Another person I know was stuck in a job he hated but felt trapped because of financial obligations. He started using his prosperity plate with the specific intention of attracting work that would fulfill him financially and spiritually. Within 6 weeks, he was offered a position at a company he had always dreamed of working for, with a salary increase of 30%. He said the daily practice with the plate kept his consciousness focused on abundance rather than limitation, and this shift attracted opportunities he never imagined possible. Florence Scovel Shinn worked with many people who transformed their financial circumstances. Through similar consciousness work, she understood that when we change our inner conversation, when we consistently align our thoughts and words with abundance, the outer world must reflect this inner shift. This is not wishful thinking, this is spiritual law in action. But I know what some of you might be thinking right now. You might be saying, this sounds too simple. How can a plate change my financial situation? This is exactly the kind of limiting thinking that has kept you stuck in financial struggle. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that God works through the simplest means. The universe doesn't need complex rituals or expensive tools. What it needs is your sincere faith, your consistent practice, and your willingness to see the sacred in the ordinary. Or perhaps you're thinking, I don't have time for this every day. But consider this. You already eat every day. You already use plates every day. This practice doesn't add time to your life. It adds consciousness to activities you're already doing. It transforms routine actions into prosperity practices. This is the genius of Florence Scovel Shinn's approach. She taught us to spiritualize our everyday activities. Some of you might be struggling with the belief that money is somehow unspiritual, that desiring prosperity makes you greedy or materialistic. This is one of the most destructive beliefs that keeps good people trapped in poverty. Florence Scovel Shinn clearly taught that God wants us to have abundance. Poverty is not spiritual. Poverty is a form of limitation that prevents us from fulfilling our highest purpose and serving others in the greatest way possible. Money is simply energy, a medium of exchange that allows us to care for ourselves and our loved ones, to contribute to worthy causes, to have the freedom to follow our spiritual calling. When you have abundant resources, you can give more generously. You can take better care of your health. You can invest in your spiritual growth. You can support organizations that make the world a better place. The belief that money is evil or that spiritual people should struggle financially is a lie that has been perpetuated to keep conscious, good-hearted people powerless. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that it is God's will for us to prosper, to have abundance, to live in the full expression of our divine nature. Poverty consciousness is not humility. It is a form of spiritual pride that says, we don't need what God wants to give us. You were created for abundance. This is not a luxury or a privilege. This is your birthright. Every spiritual tradition teaches that the universe is abundant, that there is more than enough for everyone. Scarcity is an illusion created by consciousness that has been disconnected from source. When you align with prosperity consciousness, you are aligning with truth, with the way the universe actually operates. Right now, in this moment, the universe is ready to pour abundance into your life. The only thing preventing this flow is your resistance, your limiting beliefs, your unconscious habits that reinforce scarcity. The prosperity plate technique is a practical tool to dissolve this resistance and open the channels for abundance to flow. But this practice works only when you approach it with complete faith and consistency. Half-hearted attempts produce half-hearted results. Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized that demonstration follows conviction. When you are absolutely convinced that this plate has the power to transform your financial circumstances, when you treat it as sacred, when you perform every step with reverence and expectation, you activate the full power of this technique. Your prosperity plate becomes a focal point for your faith, a tangible anchor for your abundance consciousness. Every time you see it, you remember your commitment to prosperity. Every time you use it, you reinforce your worthiness to receive. Every time you bless it, you strengthen your connection to infinite supply. The symbolism of the plate is profound and speaks directly to your subconscious mind. A plate holds nourishment, representing the universe's desire to nourish you with abundance. A plate is circular, representing the continuous flow of giving and receiving. A plate is empty until it is filled, representing your openness to receive from infinite supply. When you work consciously with these symbols, you are programming your deep mind for prosperity. As you continue this practice day after day, you will notice that your entire relationship with money begins to shift. Instead of approaching finances with anxiety and fear, you will begin to feel confident and expectant. Instead of thinking there's never enough, you will naturally think there is always more than enough. Instead of feeling unworthy of abundance, you will know with certainty that prosperity is your natural state. This shift in consciousness is what creates the external changes in your financial circumstances. Florence Scovel taught that the outer world is always a reflection of the inner world. When your prosperity consciousness becomes strong and consistent, your external world must reorganize itself to match this inner reality. This is not magic. This is spiritual law working through natural principles. The prosperity plate technique also works because it engages multiple levels of your being simultaneously. It engages your physical senses through touch and sight, your emotional nature through gratitude and expectation, your mental faculties through conscious affirmation, and your spiritual essence through recognition of your divine right to abundance. This multidimensional approach ensures that the prosperity programming reaches every level of your consciousness. But furthermore, this practice creates what psychologists call a positive anchor. Every time you see your prosperity plate, your mind automatically recalls the abundance programming you've been doing. This creates a constant reinforcement of prosperity consciousness throughout your day. Instead of randomly worrying about money, you are consistently reminded of abundance. Instead of unconsciously affirming limitation, you are regularly reinforcing prosperity. The beauty of this technique is its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need expensive tools or special training. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions or ideal circumstances. You can begin right now, today, with whatever plate you have available. The universe is not impressed by expensive tools, it is moved by sincere faith and consistent action. Florence Scovel often reminded her students that demonstration is always on the way when we align our consciousness with our desires. Your financial breakthrough is not a distant possibility. It is a present reality waiting to manifest as soon as your consciousness is ready to receive it. The prosperity plate technique is designed to prepare your consciousness, to remove the blocks, to open the channels for abundance to flow. As you implement this practice, pay attention to the subtle changes that begin to occur. You might notice that you feel more optimistic about money. You might find yourself having new ideas for generating income. You might discover that opportunities seem to appear more frequently. These are all signs that your prosperity consciousness is strengthening and beginning to attract the experiences that match your new inner state. Some people experience dramatic shifts within days of beginning this practice. Others notice gradual but consistent improvements over weeks or months. There is no right timeline. Trust that the universe is orchestrating your prosperity demonstration in perfect timing. Your job is not to control how or when abundance appears, but to maintain consistent prosperity consciousness through daily practice with your sacred plate. Remember that every master of manifestation has used similar techniques. They understood that consciousness creates reality, that symbols speak to the subconscious mind, that daily spiritual practice transforms both inner and outer worlds. You are not trying something experimental. You are applying time-tested principles that have worked for countless people throughout history. The key to success with this technique is to approach it with the same seriousness and dedication you would give to any important goal in your life. If you wanted to learn a musical instrument, you would practice daily. If you wanted to get physically fit, you would exercise consistently. If you want to become financially abundant, you must practice prosperity consciousness daily. Your prosperity plate becomes your daily spiritual gymnasium where you strengthen your abundance muscles. Florence Scovel taught that the universe is always saying yes to whatever we truly believe and consistently affirm. When you use your prosperity plate with complete faith, you are sending a clear signal to the universe. I believe in abundance. I expect prosperity. I am ready to receive. The universe has no choice but to respond to this clear, consistent signal by manifesting abundance in your life. In the comments below, tell me which plate you are going to use first and share your intention for prosperity. Let's create a chain of abundance together. When you declare your intention publicly, you are making a commitment not just to yourself but to this entire community of prosperity-minded people. This public declaration strengthens your resolve and activates the power of group consciousness to support your demonstration. Remember, You were created for abundance. Every plate in your home can become an ally in your prosperity journey. The universe is conspiring in your favor. Every symbol of nourishment around you is a reminder of infinite supply. Every meal is an opportunity to affirm abundance. Every moment is a chance to align with prosperity consciousness. The time for financial struggle is over. The time for abundance is now. Your prosperity plate is waiting to become a powerful tool for transformation. Your kitchen table can become an altar of abundance. Your daily meals can become prosperity rituals. This is not just about changing your financial circumstances. This is about awakening to the abundant nature of existence itself. Florence Scovel Shinn knew that when we change our consciousness, we change our world. When we align with abundance, we become magnets for prosperity. When we treat everyday objects as sacred tools, we transform our entire experience of life. Your prosperity plate is not just dinnerware, it is a gateway to abundance, a symbol of your readiness to receive, a tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind for wealth and success. The universe has been waiting for you to claim your abundance. Your prosperity plate is the key that unlocks the door to financial freedom. Use it daily, bless it consistently, treat it as sacred, and watch as your financial world transforms in ways that will amaze and delight you. The power to create abundance is already within you. Now you have a practical tool to activate that power and manifest it in your physical world. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to receive. Your abundant life is waiting for you to claim it, one blessed meal at a time.